How goes? For me, I'm alright. I've been better, but I'm alright. I miss performing at live music venues. I miss the sound. I miss the lights. I miss the drinks. And sure, I do miss the people. I miss all of it. COVID-19 has kind of ruined 2020 for a lot of people. And I'm not happy about it at all. But I'm keeping busy, learning to embrace the challenges head on, and teaching myself new skills to adapt and grow. So my name is Johnny Luck, and you're watching part 2 of my live streaming guide for performers, singers, and musicians. Now in part 1, I was awkward and trying my best not to make any mistakes. It felt like the first time playing a show, so let's hope this one's a little bit better. Anyway, we looked at the layout of OBS Studios and we set up and saved settings for HD 720, as you can see at the top. I would highly recommend checking it out before watching further. It should be linked in the top right hand corner of your screen. So everything is set up and ready, and now we need to start getting creative. But the only way that I feel creative is when I feel comfortable. So I think it's important to address the layout one more time. Because if you're like me, you're also working on your own. So here's some helpful tips from this dude. That's me. Yeah. So all these docks at the bottom are movable, and I suggest we shift them around just a little bit. So I move my scenes to the top left-hand corner. I take my sources and place it underneath my scenes. I take my audio mixer and I move it to the top right. Whoop, it's fighting me. And then I take my scene transitions and move that just below it. And I reposition the controls just below that. Much better. Let's start creating. First, we can add scenes. So from my experience and my research, I'd say there are 4 important ones to have available. So there's already one scene by default. That's right click, and we're going to rename it to Stream Starting Soon. This will be used as a buffer from when we start the stream and when the viewers can see the performance. A title screen, if you will. Then let's click the plus sign to add another scene. Name this one Live. You could call it Performance as well. This will be used for your actual live performance. We can then add another one. Name this one Be Back Soon. This will be used in the event that you need to urinate or if there are technical issues or whatever. And lastly, we add another scene and we call it Thanks for Watching. This will be used to either thank your fans for watching or display your links maybe. You can call this rather a closing title. Now that we have our different scenes, let's add the bare minimum necessary for the live performance part of the stream. So we need video, we need audio, and some dope graphics will help a lot as well. So let's start by selecting the live scene. Under sources, we're going to add video by clicking the plus sign, select video capture device, name it something appropriate, webcam. Now, select your device from the drop-down list. Mine is this HD webcam. Once added, you'll more than likely need to correct the resolution. So under resolution, frames per second, we're going to click custom, and we're going to choose here 1280 by 720. It's going to go a little bit slow. Oh, maybe it's not going to go at all. Come on. There we go. Okay. Now, because I've got my webcam already running, it's not going to come up, which is a little frustrating, but it's what it is. I wonder how we can do it. No, I can't make it active on both. Well, that's fine. We don't have to stress about that. But know that the webcam is there and it's the right size. So your camera is the same size as the canvas, and that would be brilliant. I'm going to hold off on the audio setup for now. It's quite a lot more intensive than what we're going to do next. So yeah, let's stick to the visuals just for now and get everything sorted that way. we're going to have to get very creative. So I used a graphic design application to make some images with transparent backgrounds so we could create some layers. You could use whatever you feel comfortable with. My laptops are shitty, so I just use an online-based one. It's called Canva, and it's right here. I'll leave a link in the description, but just find something that works for you. So I made a few things, and I copied them and the rest all into the same folder. As you can see here, I put them all into this Lesson 2 artwork. I made an image of a frame to draw focus to the performance. I made a couple images for the other scenes too. And then there's an image for my donation platform, a QR code. And I grabbed my album artwork and my logo and put them in a separate folder inside that folder. Cool. Let's start with the frame. So we're going to, in sources, click the plus sign and click image. Name it something appropriate, frame. Now we're going to click browse and go to where the images are located. So we click browse, and my PC is just a little slow. We go to downloads. We're going to go into Lesson 2 artwork here, and we're going to choose frame. Then we're going to click OK and return back to the stream. Now make sure that everything's lined up. If you add an image before you add the video, you will need to rearrange it using the arrows down here at the bottom. Then let's add the donation platform. This, we're going to drag and drop the image from the folder and right into the preview window. Just like this. Notice how it appears in the sources with its file name. Fudge, yeah, very good to have. We're learning some new techniques. And now we're going to position this over here, and we're going to just resize it using these little red blocks just to kind of crop it up a bit. Remember, stretching text or images result in pixelation. So when possible, try work with high resolution images so you can always resize them smaller and not have grainy things. But yeah, more techniques. Cool. Next, we want to add an image slideshow. Right-click inside of sources and select add, and then select image slideshow. Name it something appropriate. I'm going to call mine logo. And then I'm going to select stop when not visible, restart when visible. Let's make the transition fade. Let's set the time between slides to be 4,000 milliseconds and the transition speed to 1,000 milliseconds. Let's select loop. And then now click the plus sign next to the image files and select add directory. Ooh, there we go. And then I select the folder with my album art and logo. Then I click OK to return back to preview. Boom. Lacquer. How kiff does that look? Yo. So let's give this a little move over here. Oh. You got to be careful which one you're clicking on. Oh, it's happening again. Cool. So now we've got to address the main issue, which is that there is no sound. And this really saddens me. So let's work this out. Let's add some sound. So I'm going to teach you my method of bringing in my audio interface, which I have here on my desktop. But this technique should work for a USB mixer as well. Though I would highly recommend investing in an audio interface. I am currently using an old Art USB dual tube pre. It works great, but I'd also recommend the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 for beginners. Very nice and easy to use. Anyway, let's move right on. To use an audio interface with OBS Studio, you will need to make sure you've downloaded and installed the latest ASIO drivers for your interface. So just search for your interface plus ASIO drivers in your browser and download and install. Generally a good idea to keep your software updated anyway. So yeah, you'll then need to download and install the ASIO drivers for OBS Studio. This is a somewhat new feature for OBS and will make mixing in OBS an absolute fudging dream. There's a link in the description below. You're going to download the .exe, that's over here. Once downloaded, install and just make sure to install to the default folder to avoid any issues. Once both drivers are installed, you can hook up all your necessary gear. So in my case, my interface has 2 inputs. So I plug my microphone and my vocal processor into input 1, and my guitar and my effects pedals into input 2. Now make sure you restart OBS Studios after you install the drivers, or else it won't appear as an option in sources. Once it's all done and you've reopened the app, under sources, we're going to click the plus and add ASIO. Name your source something appropriate. For me, I'm going to write here vocals. Then under device, select your audio interface. Choose stereo. Then put in input 1 in both OBS channel 1 and OBS channel 2. Then click OK to return back to the preview. We repeat the steps for the second input. Under sources, click the plus sign and add ASIO. Name your source something appropriate, in my case, guitar. Click OK. Then under devices, we select our interface again. We choose stereo. Then we put input 2 in both OBS channel 1 and OBS channel 2. Then we click OK and return back to preview. Now under audio mixer, you're going to see 2 new tracks visible, and they're stereo and they're adjustable. Amazing. Our interface with 2 separate channels in OBS, brilliant. I could honestly cry. It makes me so happy. Now I couldn't test this out while I was recording this OBS guide. Same with the video. My webcam is being used for the other thing, and my audio is being used to record. So we'll forget about it. It's all chilled. Let's right click inside of Audio Mixer and select Advanced Audio Properties. This is where you can set your panning under balance and the volume of your guitar and vocals. Under audio monitoring, next to guitar, I can monitor and output. Remember that selecting monitor with no output or mute output will turn off your output audio for viewers. Maybe this would be useful if you're playing to a metronome, but I don't think it's really useful otherwise, so who knows. But with monitor and output selected, I can check what OBS is hearing and sending with my headphones. I could then do a little mixing. I could then pan the guitar to the left, maybe the vocals a little to the right. I could raise the volume of, well, I can't really raise the volume now, but I can. It goes up higher. I could even lower the volume of the guitar. Go nuts, go crazy. Once you're done, close it up. And now if you don't have an audio interface, and maybe you're using a USB microphone or just the built-in microphone, which I 100% suggest not to use, sound is very important, not only to performers, but also to the viewer. I rate a large percentage of viewers will skip your built-in microphone live stream and move on to the next video. There are tons of other options out there. But if you were to use this method, we would go into sources, click the plus sign, and add audio input capture. And we'd name it something appropriate, like horrible sound, lol. Then select your device from the drop-down menu. Now you can see I've got the art recording mixer here, but this is only the mix from my interface with my vocals hard panned left and my guitar hard panned right. Not ideal for mixing at all, but whatever. So we select microphone, click OK to return back to the preview, and yeah. And you can do the same thing in advanced audio properties with volume control. You can't do the panning though. Unfortunately, it won't really pan much, but vocals work. But I'm going to just remove this abomination here. I'm just going to get rid of it. And that's pretty much it for our live performance scene. You could tweak it more and get more creative. That's on you. It's your visual. Now let's quickly look at those other scenes. Select stream starting soon. Under scenes, let's add an image to the sources. So we're going to call this, I'm just going to, I'm in the wrong spot. Add an image here. I'm just going back on my teleprompter. This is all part of the magic. I don't feel like redoing this. This is quite a long one, so I'm just going to go back and put it in. So we're just going to call this one stream starting soon. Now, OBS doesn't like it when you have scenes and sources named the same thing, so I'm just going to put here image just so we know what it is. And then we're going to select our stream starting soon. So this will be the first thing viewers see when your stream first starts, and what viewers will see when they watch the recording in the future. They're the very first thing they see. This is better than seeing your silly little face staring awkwardly at the screen, trying to work out if you're live or not. Don't be a muppet, okay? Then we're going to go... Actually, yeah, so in part 3, I'll cover adding a countdown timer and also how to add background music and stuff like that. For now, you could just do this. We right-click the vocal ISIO, and we copy it, and then we copy the reference, not the duplicate, the reference. And that means now, when the stream starts, you can check that you can hear yourself in the monitor on the streaming platform and also on your headphones before you switch the scene to your beautiful mug. Cool. And for the be back soon scene, we're going to do the same. We're going to add an image, and we're going to call this one be back soon image. Click OK. And then we're going to go into the browser. I'm going to find this thing again. I'm going to go be back soon. I'm going to click OK. So this will be what viewers view while you need to take a quick break. So if you needed to sort out a problem with the technical side or whatever the case is, this is what viewers will see. So it's better than obviously being on the camera and seeing nothing happening or your ugly face staring at the screen or whatever. I mean, you could have a beautiful face. I'm not going to be rude. So then let's do a wonderful thanks for watching scene. We're going to also, yet again, add an image. I'm going to call it thanks for watching image. I'm going to click OK. And then we're going to go browse, and we're going to choose here thanks for watching. And so this will be what viewers see at the end of your stream. This is a good place to advertise where dudes can find your music, or when next your stream will be, or what you had for breakfast. Whatever, it's your stream. Just have fun with it. I mean, please, nothing's really serious here. Just an important thing to remember though, OBS is quite anal about file path names. So whatever you do, don't move the image files somewhere else on your drive, as OBS won't be able to find them, which means you'll have to manually re-add each of them in or manually change each one back. So let's not do that. That's just annoying. Next, I would suggest doing a test. So you'll do a recording before you start streaming. So under controls, you'd click start recording, just to check that changing to the other scenes works and have a little fun. Maybe play 30 seconds of a song, talking to the mic, whatever, just to kind of get a little grasp of what people are going to see. And then when you're done, all the things, you click stop recording. It's the same buttons as start recording. And this will save the video to your default video folder on your PC. So you can go check it out, have a listen, see if there's any problems, correct the problems. And when you're happy and confident that it sounds good and looks good, then you can try go live. I suggest using this my checklist though, if I put it that way. The order should kind of always be that you check that you're on the correct profile and scene collection, then check that your settings inside of that are correct, and then double check because you don't have any problems there. Then check that everything that you've got in terms of gear is plugged in correctly, and check that you are ready. Then you're going to select start streaming. First you're going to select stream starting soon, then click start streaming, then click go live on whatever platform you're streaming to, and then you're streaming. That's it. There will be a lag before it comes through. Don't stress. Check at the bottom of OBS. Here, you'll see if there's dropped frames, and you'll be able to tell if your connection's good by the color, whether it's green, orange, or red. If it's good on both OBS and streaming platforms, and if it's all good, then that's it. You're going. You can switch to your live scene and make hay. To end, you then will click stop streaming on OBS, which will become stop stream once you've clicked that. The lag will then catch up to your streaming platform and the video will end. If it doesn't, you can always just hit end on that side. Sweet. And that concludes part 2 of my live streaming guide for performers, singers, and musicians. And on the next video, I'll be tackling multi-camera options, scene switching, and adding visual filters, plus some more useful techniques. Till next time, I'm Johnny Luck, and if you enjoyed this video, please take the time to like and share and to hit that subscribe button for fudge cakes. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or other reflections, you can hit me up in the comments below. As well, if you found this very free video helpful but would like to contribute for it, the link to my digital tip jar is in the description below. Please go nuts. The hustle is real and we're all struggling in these most uncertain times. But if there's anything I can suggest, it's that we have to use this time to learn, adapt, and grow. Cheers, my dudes. That went good. I wonder if I did it all right. I mean, I can't really tell right now, but I think that went good.